What is going on, you guys? I'm coming to you today with a fleet build for Armada. I'm using Ryan Kingston's fleet builder, and I am going to be trying to explore a title that I normally never use, and we're going to be using the expeditionary title, the Mon Calamari Exodus fleet, rather. Now, the Exodus fleet is an MC only title. It's one of those things we can only put on certain ships, so like an MC-80, an MC-75, or the MC-30. Now, the idea was from a build today where I was thinking about running a couple of MC-30s with the Mon Calamari Exodus fleet. I was actually going to run them like with ordnance experts and assault concussion missiles, which are very, very nice, by the way. But typically, when you're going to run something like this, you more often than not will run admonition or potentially foresight. I actually ran a build today with Mon Mothma, and foresight was really, really nice with Mon Mothma in an MC-30. But and admonition is always good as well. But one of the things that I thought about for a little bit is, well, look at the MC-30, for example. They have an engineering value of 3. Now, 3 is not half bad, but when you combine it with the MC Exodus fleet, you're getting 2 extra points out of it. Provided you keep your ships kind of close together, you'll need to be at distance 1 to 4. And gain 2 additional engineering points when you do this. So this would bring an engineering command up to 5 in this case, which is awfully nice. Or if you had a token as well, you could get 2 more. So you could potentially get 7. So you could be getting a lot of extra shields back on a ship like this that has, most of its strength in shields. So I was thinking maybe there's a way to, make a fun build out of this that might also have some synergy. So I started off thinking of running 4 of these because, I had this insatiable lust for TRCs, and they only came in the MC-30. So I had bought a lot of MC-30s a while back, and then Turbo Laser Reroute Circuits ended up becoming a card that you could just get, as a promo for a little while. So I kind of regretted buying quite so many MC-30s, so I was always looking for an opportunity to run 4 MC-30s as well. Now, this type of build only comes up to 316 points, but there was one other thing, a piece of synergy that I thought would be really, really fun, and that was to put a Nebulon out there with another title that we don't use very much, but that works, and that's Redemption. And the Redemption title is great because while a friendly ship at distance 1 to 5 resolves an engineering command, it gains an additional engineering point. So now we have all kinds of things enhancing the engineering command. All kinds of great things. And in a case like this, I was thinking, what if we ran Leia also? Because then we'd be running that command and we'd also be getting a token, but Leia's not going to work there because that puts us over. And then I was thinking, well, what about Dodonna? And Dodonna could work, but then maybe I want to save some more points by changing out the assault concussions to advanced protons. And I had this whole build planned. So I decided, let's change this up a little bit more. So there are some differences to what I ended up coming up with the final build. So first off, I'm going to run some of these MC-30s, but I'm not going to run all MC-30s because, I kind of want to give you guys a build that you can run potentially as well. And not very many of you are going to have 4 MC-30s to just, toy around with. So let's come up with something that's maybe a little bit more doable. So here is what I came up with. Now I'm still going to run these 2, and I am still going to run the Redemption rather. But I'm not going to put General Dodonna on there. I am going to instead add another MC Hammer. No, I'm not running MC Hammer. I am running an MC-75 armored cruiser. So the MC-75 is another MC, and of course it can take the Exodus fleet title. Now this guy's got engineering value of 4, so when the MC-75 does a engineering command, he'll get 4. Plus 1 for Redemption, so 5, and plus 2 more. So we're already looking at 7 right there. With 9 hull and a lot of shields, this is just going to work out really, really well. But we are going to go ahead and make Leia our commander, so this way all of our engineering commands will also be able to give us, the token effect as well. Now, you don't have to run Leia to do this. You could potentially save on some points and put a flotilla on there and then start handing out tokens from turn 1. You can do things like that as well. But I think the idea here is, and there was a lot of different ways to run this. Riken is another thing that went through my mind of like, if I'm going to have that many MC30s, maybe I want to park one. Maybe they're not all going to be able to survive, long enough to be able to trigger that engineering command. I might end up, parking too close to a Star Destroyer and just getting all the right dice to really light me up right away. So, Riken went through my mind. I ended up going with Leia. And an MC75 adds another advantage in that I can put Strategic Advisor here and the kind of, make up for having one less, MC30 that I would have had otherwise. Because if I was going to have 4 of these, well, now I can stall with Strategic Advisor. So what else do we want to run on this thing? So, well, I think one of the things that I'd like to do first is it boils down to how I want to fly this ship. I think the MC-75 is going to lead the charge. That being said, I want it to have heavy ion emplacements. I want him to be leading the charge, and I want the heavy ion emplacements here to go ahead and drain the shields off of the sides. So this way my other MC-30s, when they follow up, their assault concussions will be going straight to hull and not to shields. I think that's the bigger payoff. So I kind of want that to be triggering. Now that much, we also, if we're going to be leading the charge, I would also like to have external racks, so when I get in close range. I could, in theory, definitely justify taking something like expanded launchers, but I want to also have an initiative bid here, so I'm not going to, if you're black dice heavy, it's nice to be able to go first. It's almost required that you have the ability to go first, so I really like that. But now I need some dice mitigation though, right? Sometimes we're going to have a lot of dice from external racks. Sometimes we're going to have heavy ion emplacements where we need that. Or we might, first round, we might only have like long range shots with red dice. So I figure in this case, this is a great opportunity for Katekin and Sholin because I can use those in any particular scenario. I just can only use them one time, but I think there is plenty of opportunities to use them with this ship. I think they're a great card that are very versatile, and while they're a little expensive compared to something like Ordnance Experts, they give me a lot more flexibility on when I can use them. So I really like that. And we have a little bit of points left over, and granted, you can make a really good argument for putting electronic countermeasures on here, but I'm going to be honest with you, this whole build is about repairing damage. So I want to push this thing to its limits and see how much you can wound me and how much my engineering commands can pull me right back up. So I'm going to go offensive instead, and I'm going to put XI7s on there in case I happen to face other MC30s. Their biggest weakness is the dreaded XI7, which can cut right through those shields like a hot knife through butter, or rather bypass those shields. Although you could easily make an argument for, well, you know what, since we're draining shields, we have heavy ions, we probably don't need to actually run XI7s. We could easily get away with doing something else, like maybe spinal armament. This way we have the ability to double arc at long range, or have multicolored dice all over the place. There's a lot of different things that we could put on here. I like heavy ions more so than I like XI7s, so it depends on how you want to do it, but there's a lot of flexibility. You could also easily put quad battery turrets on there, which might synergize just a little bit more, especially if you're able to I'm probably not going to be doing, like with a ship like this, I'm probably not going to be doing engineering first turn because I don't need to save the tokens. So in this case, maybe I deploy at speed 3 and then I do nav next turn, which I get a free token for. So now I just slow down to speed 1 after I get into position. And then, then I'm golden. Now I can slow down. I've got quad battery turrets, so now I'm attacking at long range. Even I'm able to roll a blue, with the side arcs. And hopefully I'll be able to stay at speed 1 for the rest of that part of the game. And if I need to speed up, then I can speed up. But I think we'll go with that. I think we'll go with quad battery turrets. I think that'll give us the extra ability to be able to trigger that heavy ions. And then we've got Kateco and Sholin in case our blue dice don't end up getting the crit that we really want for that. But now it's time to talk about objectives. So let's do that. So first thing is we're going to do our red, our assault. There's a lot of options for this one, but I think the biggest one for me is going to be advanced gunnery. and that's really going to be for the MC75, so we can attack twice. Advanced Gunnery is one of those that also gives your opponent a benefit, but really, on most cases, if your opponent has another ship that can really benefit from gunnery teams, they're probably taking it. So it's not like it's really that big of a deal. Advanced Gunnery is really going to really help this ship, especially when it gets up in close range. Or even if you end up having to keep it at long range, it's just really nice to be able to get those 2 shots on the same target. It's just so satisfying. And I don't think we're going to even be using our objectives here. We're at 391 in this build, so that's a pretty strong bid for first player. But just in case, your opponent has probably got a demolisher or something that they just said they have to go first, so they're going to end up with a really strong bid. And this is going to let you, potentially kill something like that just that much quicker. So, for our yellow objective, we're going to go with Fleet Ambush. This was a kind of a tough one for me because a lot of times when I'm just not feeling any of them, I lean a little bit more towards Planetary Ion Cannon, because that one definitely doesn't hurt me at all. And I have had Fleet Ambush backfire on me a little bit, but one of the reasons I feel, there's actually 2 reasons why I really like Fleet Ambush in this build. One of those, like I've said in some of my other videos, is that I have no squadrons, and in this one, squadrons have to go last, so it gives me an idea of where all my opponent's ships are going to be first. So I like that. They have to deploy all their ships before they deploy their squadrons. So, they can't just stall activations with 10 TIE fighters, which gives me plenty of advantage. And then on top of that is that we can potentially start right up in each other's faces, which is really dangerous if my opponent is running black dice ships. But in my case, I'm running black dice ships, so I actually want to be right up in each other's faces. So I think this is a great thing. So I think Fleet Ambush is definitely a great objective for this list. And then for navigation, I'm going to go with Solar Corona. In this case, none of these are really jumping out at me, making me feel really comfortable, but so I'm going to default to the last 2, whether it's Superior Positions or Solar Corona. I think Corona will be a little better in this case, primarily for the MC75 and its one brace, because, like I said, I did skip out on the defensive retrofit. Granted, I mean, if you want to, you could add it. You'd still be under 400. You could add it there, but I'm pushing for that initiative bid, and being able to deny them 1 extra accuracy is going to be helpful in this case. So that's why I'm going with Solar Corona. And that is the list, you guys. That is it. I'm going to go ahead and I'll put a link to Ryan Kingston's Fleet Builder in the description below. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think down in the comments section. As always, I want to thank all of my patrons for your continued support. You guys are awesome, and I want to urge you guys to check out Crabbok.com as well. Been doing some redesigns over there, so it's a little bit cleaner, hopefully. And I want to thank you guys also so much for watching, and also check out, you can hop in my Discord and say hi if you care to. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and have a great day.